Wait, stop. That's the one. Welcome to ZEN TENN Speaks, a show where I make new friends and reconnect with old ones. A show where everyone's stories may inspire you to tell your own story. In this podcast, we encourage everyone to get rid of shame, guilt, fear, doubt, and judgments for themselves and for others, and replace those with love, empathy, compassion, understanding, kindness, and to do your best in everything that you do. In essence, to get rid of things that no longer serve your well-being. To be true to yourself and be honest with others. No need to be politically correct. That's out the window with 2020. Here, we tell the raw, uncensored story. Your story. And tell the truth as you see it. Make sure you live your fulfilled life without permission or apologies. So, if you have a juicy, interesting, raw, unapologetic story and inspiring, please make sure to contact me at zentenn21@gmail.com. It is ZENTENN21@gmail.com. Or you can find me on most social media platforms. You know it. The IG, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, OnlyFans. I mean, not really. But yes, OnlyFans. Just kidding. Not. As you may guessed it, my name is Zen, and welcome to the show.
Okay, just for you guys that may or may not know, Tennessee will attest. This is a wine flute or white wine glass. This is red wine glass. They also have red wine glasses with no stem to them. So they look a little bit more goblet, but they're shorter with the same shape and a flat bottom. So it makes a difference when you know what wine glasses are for what, especially in our industry. That's all. Always trying to share information. Let me know when to stop.
This one's for me?
Yes.
Sure, this is good. I'm gonna sip all night.
Yes.
Sipping on.
Yes. So yeah. So also too, when you pour, you tilt to the side. Mine is gonna be a big pour. And then you twist the bottle to prevent dripping. Most of the time, most of the catering people, I see them, they actually wrap the bottle with like a white napkin or something like that. But to prevent the spill, you twist the bottle and it catches the drip. So yeah. Always educating people. We're always trying to educate, you know? Always trying to educate. Educate the people. Educate them. Yeah, but
So we're doing that thing?
Yes. To health, wealth, and success in abundance.
Yes.
Cheers. Yes.
And it's sweet too. It's nice.
No, you told me you want a sweet one. Oh, honey, you ask and you shall receive, honey.
Nice.
Yeah, ask and you shall receive. Yeah, so I'm going to take some piece of cheese because I am a little bit hungry. A little piece of strawberry. We're going to drop that in there.
Oops, here.
Okay, good. So let me turn this way so it's a little bit better. I'm sorry, y'all got a little bit of boob action just then. I don't know. I don't care whether or not he edited it out.
The boob action will create the rating.
We'll create the ratings? Okay, so look. Here you go. They old lady boobs, but they cute, okay? They cute, and I've been taking care of them for a mighty long time. Okay, they old lady boobs, but I take care of them. Okay, all right. And they real. They all mine. That's a rarity in the society we live in. That's a rarity. You know, everybody going to get this Brazilian body work. and they say things. Yes, we'll come back, but they say things as a woman that's always been voluptuous, or always been of traditional body built, which is thicker, not model thin, right? They would make us feel bad for having a nice butt and big breasts and this. But now these women are literally dying. They are going under the knife to get what I have naturally. Yes, they sag when they out of a bra, but they mine. I didn't have to pay nobody for this. You see this butt? I didn't have to pay nobody. I ain't have to risk my life for this. I have to risk my life. These people are going and risking their lives to go underneath the knife for what? To get what they ashame us for back in the 80s and the 70s. They ashame us for this. They made us feel shame for this. They made us feel shame for being heavier top end and big bottom and thickness. They ashame us for this. But now everybody want to have a Kim Kardashian body. Yes.
So the lesson of the story is love yourself, love your body, and don't let anyone else judge you.
Be happy
because
with what
if
God
you're
gave
judging
you.
yourself, then of course it's gonna bother you when other people judge you. But if you don't give a what, then who cares? You're gonna live your life and do your thing. I'm very blessed and grateful that even growing up, I had leg issues. I had to be in training boots. I couldn't speak well. I stuttered terribly. And I'm grateful and blessed that I didn't give a what, even when I was a kid. And I got bullied for it. And funny thing is, when I got bullied physically, I fight back too. I was that kid where you only bully me once or twice because I'll fight back. And they'll be like, oh, okay, and they leave them alone. Because the only person that can judge you or even condemn you is God. And not even that, like, even if you're not religious or anything, you living your life, anything that you do, you are your own judge and executioner. Because what you do is your karma. Because you're going to do something, let's say, like, you judging your body, then what are you going to have? You're going to have stress and depression.
Yeah.
That's your condemnation. It's going to... That's your jail. But if you're just gonna love yourself and be like, you know what, this is what I have. And of course, like some body types, you can, if you want, you can go to the gym or you can do this and that, and those things are natural because you're moving your body. But if you're gonna go under the knife or be bulimic and have like an unhealthy habit, then that's gonna be your own karma.
Right.
And the thing about a karma that I understand is that what you do is your own judgment. Like anything that you do, anything that you say, no one is, if I behave in a certain way, my karma is mine, and my karma is not gonna be on you because that's not how it works. Because a lot of people are like, oh, karma gonna get you for how you treat me. No, it's individual. If I treat someone bad, guess what? I'm gonna have self-hate, depression, and stress on my own self.
Right.
Because I'm treating myself bad. But if I treat you lovely, it's gonna be lovely here.
Right.
And if I treat you lovely, it's up to you if you receive
it. Yes.
So therefore, it has nothing to do with you.
Say it again.
It has to do with. So anything that you do, like this grape, will not give you apple juice. It gives you grapes.
Yeah.
Sometimes wine.
Tin, you talking good. You talking good, sir.
And it's things that I had to realize with experiences, and I also had to realize with reading books and listening to other people, and being ready, like you were saying earlier, being ready.
Yes.
And you cannot, just like even a grape to become wine.
Yes, it has
needs
to be a certain stage. You are correct.
Exactly. So.
Yep. Okay, guys. So while Tin was talking, I already put the sweet potato to boil. We're gonna create sweet potato like mash with the salmon. We're gonna do the salmon and the we're gonna do the salmon and the asparagus last. So when this is half part way done, when I'm ready to mash this, I'm gonna put the salmon on, and then when the salmon is partway done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my asparagus ready, and the asparagus is going to go right in the same pot with the salmon. We're going to create a small cream sauce, and then we're going to put that over it. So, yeah. Yep. So that's that for that. But yeah, you know, again, like Tennessee was saying, it's your own energy you sow and receive. If you sow bad energy, you receive bad energy. If you sow good energy, you receive good energy. And like he said, it's not, no one, I can't carry his energy, he can't carry mine. You understand? So my energy is my own to reap and sow. His energy is his own to reap and sow. So no one other person can pay for the stuff that you do. If you do it, it's coming back to you. So you got to be mindful of how you put these things out there, because you never know how it's going to turn back around to you. You have no idea. Also, too, it just hit my mind. It's Indigenous People Day. We don't celebrate that other person. But happy Indigenous People Day. Thank you for letting the Africans that came across come, rest, and live here. And like, we just give you homage for letting us, the ancestors also, but letting us African people come across and live on your land and live here well upon the release of our enslavement. So thank you to all of my Indigenous brothers and sisters.
Thank you.
May your life be filled with much wealth.
Definitely.
Yeah. I have to make sure, you know. Oh yeah, no, because they, you know, this world, that's what I have to say. This world is really, really screwed up. And we don't understand why some way we are in the state that we are in, because we haven't respectfully, you know, given back or paid respect to the people that allow us to stay here.
Right.
We think that this is American soil. It's not. This is not American soil. And if you do not believe that in ancestral like energy, just live a little bit longer. Just live a little bit longer. Right. I'm telling you, because you have to be mindful of like the land you step on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because people were buried there.
Right.
You know, people were buried there. We don't know walking the streets what's way down underneath the pavement. Y'all remember all of these years ago, they found downtown in the financial district, they found that African grave site, the slave grave site, down somewhere by like Water Street or somewhere not far from there. They found this. So we don't know what land we walking on. We don't know how many people sacrificed their life before we was able to film in freedom.
Right.
To say what we want to say in freedom. To have social media and podcast platform and all of these different stuff where we can express ourselves. We don't know. So we always have to be mindful of the people that came before us and that paved the way for us to be great. Right. We have to be mindful of this.
And once you, as you say, mindful is a great word, because once you're mindful and you're living in the present and you're constantly giving gratitude, then you will not have a sense of lack. And you have a sense of respect, not only for yourself, for everyone and everything around you as well.
Yes.
Because being from Boston, I have great gratitude and respect for the MTA.
Yes. He said MTA.
Yeah. And a lot of New Yorkers, maybe non-New Yorkers, don't like the MTA. They often have issues with it, which I understand. Mm-hmm. I respect that. I understand. But because I have what's that word? When you contracts.
Okay. I
have a contracts, and I also have a gratitude thing that I do every day.
Okay.
Oh, it's late. Okay, it's kind of my fault because you know what? I didn't leave 15 minutes early.
Right.
So am I gonna blame the train?
Right. No, yeah. It's my fault. You know.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes I'll leave like 30 minutes early.
Uh-huh.
And it still happens.
Yes.
I still give gratitude.
Yes.
Because you know what 2020 taught us? Nothing matters. It's all in our heads.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm gonna be late. They're gonna be mad at me. So what? And life happens.
Right.
Like sometimes when I'm late and the manager is giving a big hoopty about it, of course I don't tell them, but in my head I'm like, dude, don't tell me you're never late in your 40-year life.
Never in your life have you ever been late.
Yeah. Like, don't act like I'm late.
Have you ever been late?
Because
like I'm the only person that's ever been late in the whole history of working.
Right.
Yeah. No, people take everything too seriously sometimes. And what I've learned over my time in travel, I'm sorry. Let me back up just a little bit. So we have boiling sweet lamb. I put a little bit of salt. I put some cinnamon, ground cinnamon in there, and some blended butter. It's a butter blend. So it's really churned butter and then like second pasteurized butter. I don't know how to explain that. But it's a cream dairy product. And I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of sugar in there. So I have some brown sugar that I'm gonna put in there. And then once the potato is boiled good, it's gonna be semi-sweet. It's not gonna be sweet like yam sweet, because we're gonna use it as a mash, not the traditional candy yam chunk. We're gonna mash it down.
I love the cinnamon already.
Yeah. Yeah. So like literally, you know, a lot of times we find ourselves in these places and in these positions, but what I have learned is if you're not someplace that you should be at the time you think you should be there, you don't know what was passing you, positive or negative, that was meant or not meant for you. So nothing is by accident. Trust me. Nothing is by accident. Let me say something to you. I'll give you a story. When the towers was coming down, right? I was doing home care with mentally challenged adults inside of a group home setting. That morning, I was supposed to go for an interview in tower number 3. The person that was supposed to come and relieve me so that I can go for that interview was late to work. You see what I'm saying? I went to my kids' school. I prayed. I took my babies out of school. And I literally thank God for that person being late. Because if not, I would have been on time. And I would have either been in the subway system when those buildings came down, because you know it came all the way down through to the underground subway system that ran under all of those buildings.
And they probably died because it took so long to get
Exactly.
them out. Yeah.
So I either would have been there or in the actual tower number 3 having that job interview. So don't never mind yourself for being late. That's what I came. That's what I came to tell you. Okay. And don't never, because you never know what could be happening that could be literally saving your life.
And not even that, like living in the present.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're late, and that's the present.
Right.
And you know.
Right.
And I understand it's like time is a thing, of course. But if you are there and you're late, maybe you're right on time for something. Right.
Like
you're right on time to be alive.
Right. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. And I don't remember this coworker to this day, but I give great gratitude to them for being late. For whatever reason they was late, them being late kept me out of harm's way and kept me out of danger's way. And I went to my kids' school and I pulled my kids out of school. And I never prayed so hard in my whole life. You hear me? I never prayed, because that was the one day I really felt in my heart that like the life that I knew as a life could possibly come to an end.
Yeah.
The human life that I knew as a life could have possibly come to an end. And then where were my kids? My kids were young then. They were young babies. Like,
oh my God, 20 years ago.
Exactly. And all of my kids are in their 20s. My babies would have been without a mom.
Wow. If I had a kid then, they'll be 20.
See?
Half my age.
See?
Yeah, and nothing with that is, one thing I practice, and I do my best to practice, is that if you're not living in the present, what you're going to do is you're going to stress living in the future, stress and worry.
Yes.
Or you're going to be depressed, living in the past, and have guilt and shame about certain things. Right. So therefore, if you're living in the present, you get to see the hindsight of things. Even hindsight usually like days or hours or weeks later, but you get to see the hindsight in the present because you get to sit and meditate and be like, oh, okay, so this is happening right now.
I'm coming right back, y'all. Go ahead.
This is happening right now.
Right.
So how can I use my present tense in what I'm doing right now? Right. So, and of course, it's human nature to have those emotions. I'm not saying to not have them or to push them aside or push them down. However, we need to use our emotions practically. Example, if you're feeling angry, of course, it's there. I read Maya Angelou. I actually listened to her yesterday on YouTube. She said, being angry is not what's being angry is being wrong. Is being resentful is what's wrong. Resentful will eat you away like a cancer. But you can be anger or any emotion is passing.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, being resentful will eat you like cancer, and it does. Emotions, especially bad ones, even good ones, that's why I say laughter or being happy makes like build on your years and you have like better life. Same with the bad emotions. It's not bad to have them because it's gonna happen regardless. Right. But to let it pass like the rain or thunderstorm. Right. But if you're gonna be Seattle and rain all the damn time, then it's not good.
Can you say that again? Let me say something to you. And this is how I know that there is no accidents or no mistakes in this life. Ten watch me sometimes do my little Facebook live ranting, all of my stuff that I do. Not too long ago, I did something on Facebook as a part of one of my healing sessions on can you be blessed holding grudges and malice against people? Can the person that's holding the malice and the poor energy, right? I guess, can you be blessed? Are you even allowing yourself to be free? So earlier I shared with Ten that I do private healing sessions with women that accept my help. That's a very operative word and very big word. I don't push what I believe or how I practice on anyone. If you have an issue and you are willing to receive help, it's not going to be easy, but it is definitely healing, and it definitely allows your mind to let go of that mental trauma and that emotional trauma. Then I help those particular people. I don't force nothing that I believe on anyone. I don't do that. I don't have time for it. It takes a lot of energy for me to hold someone and let them pour themselves out onto me. I have to cleanse myself after I take that energy on. Okay? So it takes a lot of energy to help someone through a healing process. That brings me to this. Tennessee asked me earlier when I said to him briefly, I said, yeah, I had someone go through a healing session or a beginning of a healing session here. And he said, oh my God, you do Reiki? No. Look, my answer was no. My family is, I come from a long line of intercessors. And in the biblical terms, that means people that know how to stand in the gap to say certain prayers and certain things to get the attention of the higher being, the ancestors, and help work a person through their hurt and their pain. If that makes sense. I don't know. But in that also with me studying, it's 2021. My parents, my four parents were all born literally in the 30s, 40s, 50s. So the methods now are different than they were back then. Still same foundation, but different ways of practicing. Now, I want to make this clear. I'm not talking about white magic or black magic or any of that for all of those super pseudo hyper religious people. Tell Jesus he the only one that can fix it. And if you don't like it, mind your goddamn business. Boom. That's it. Anyway. But literally, my spirit is that of a person that's able to understand, honor, and respect other human beings in their feeling and emotional state. And it's also to help them to channel the core of where the pain started. So I am one of those people that can listen to someone and just kindly guide them back to that first source of trauma and pain, and then deal with that there at its place. And once myself and the person that I am in the healing process with is able to break that, their life becomes free. So then we move into the other phases and stages of the healing process, because even as adults we face trauma. It's not just childhood trauma, it's adult trauma too. You know what I mean?
As long as you're alive, you're gonna go
exactly
through things.
People face mental abuse, emotional abuse, people face harassment, and it's all how we process stuff. What I said to my person last night is that it's not what people do to you, it's how you react to what they do to you that causes your energy either to be altered or negative or whatever. This person that I just released from my house, meaning not the person I was in healing with, but relationship, I just released this person. I made it a point. Am I still hurt? Yes. But I made it a point not to hold a grudge against that person. I made it a point. Why? Because holding a grudge at them is telling the earth, air, energy, the holy creator, the ancestors, everybody, that I want that nastiness to come back to me. I don't want it. I sent it all out the door with him. I don't want that. So guess what? As hard as it was, I said, I love this person. I send this person out the door in love. We could not make it, but I don't wish no bad words or no harm on them. Goodbye, sir. Goodbye. If it's meant for me to see you again, I will. But if not, go in grace and God be with you. And I mean it.
And the thing is, like, as humans, we refuse to accept that anything comes to an end.
Yes.
Clearly, the sun sets while it goes somewhere else, the other side of the earth, but it sets and comes back again. And as 2020 taught us, hopefully,
yes, Lord,
people die.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
things end. And if we remember and know that things end, then when it's ending, we're going to process it better and easier instead of being in denial every time.
Yes.
Same with work. Work ended for a lot of people. Work did one of the jobs that I don't like, but because of what I do, I meditate and I respond to things differently. So I can go there and do my job and be gone because that's the job. And when it ended, they had to fire everybody, and for some reason they had to rehire people, and maybe because they're bitter or they know me, they don't like me, so they're not hiring me back. That's fine with me. Things end. And when something ends, something else will start over, begin, and that other thing can be actually so much better. But if you're stuck in the past and in the future, then you're not listening to the present that, okay, maybe what's ending is for my benefit and there will be something better.
Exactly.
And I talked about that 2 weeks ago on the other podcast where there was a job that hired me. It paid well, but I was like, okay, I'll just try it out. And it was for that week. So when I was done doing it, I didn't get the schedule for the next schedule. And it was like for 2 weeks because I was not happy doing it. And if I were in a state of lack and be like, okay, I need to make that money. Let me, what they say, eat shit.
Yeah.
And then when I did not do the last week, I went to Rhode Island. I had the best time of my life.
And that brings me to this. I'm so happy that he ended there. Here's the thing. An end to one thing is a beginning or a new to the next thing. You have to learn how to let stuff go. Let it go, because you're holding on to something and it's blocking you from getting to what's next for you. And that could be the best experience in your whole entire life. So I have 6 things written down next to my mirror upstairs in my bathroom. I have 4 full letters there on my wall. I won't go into all of them. But in particularly, one of them says, I believe that I am whole, complete, and perfectly centered and set for my next level of blessings. I say that every single day. Every day. That amongst all of the others. But I say that every single day, because you never know where removing you from one thing is pushing you towards another thing. You, as human beings, we get so emotionally attached to places and people and things, when you don't realize that literally even us, ourselves, and our being is temporal. It's temporary. Our walk here on earth is temporary. Temporary could mean 80 years worth of temporary. But no one lives forever.
And nothing is forever.
Nothing.
Not even bad times, and we know good times are not forever. When you go on vacation, like, oh my God, it's already over.
Look, and you'll be like, I can't go back.
Hey, 2020 went so fast. I was like, damn, no more sleep for me.
Right. I'm like, I gotta go back outside. I can't teach Zoom classes from the kitchen. You mean to tell me this is disrespectful in every sense of the word of disrespectfulness. It's disrespectful. I don't appreciate it. But anyway, like, you have to understand that everything, and in the religious world, those potatoes will be done soon. In a religious world, they say everything is for a reason and a season. Always remember that. What I've learned throughout my years is this: every single day, every human being wakes up with one choice and a chance. You wake up with a choice and a chance. Yeah. You wake up with a choice and a chance. It is your decision what you do with your choice and what chances you take.
And it's nobody else's choice or chances are own.
So
if you're gonna live in a bad place or have a bad boss or a job and you're thinking that's all, I mean, depending where you are, but if you're in New York City, it's like, come on.
It's not.
Right.
It's not. It's
like,
not.
2020 taught me, like, F any people who wants to hire me and thinking they own me. There's this lady, she was like cussing me to text message because I applied for a job and then she didn't hire me fast enough and I got hired for another job because that's the business. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Right.
And then I was like, I'm sorry, I'm no longer available. And that was 3 hours later and she was cussing me on the text. I just blocked her. I didn't say anything.
Right.
I just blocked her.
Well,
but if I wanted, I could have been like, oh, let me keep it real and cuss her out and say, you don't own me. You don't own me.
Right.
Don't tell me what to do.
Right, that part.
And
all of that.
And then I don't need to, because it's how you respond to it. Because I blocked her right away and I move on with my life. But if I was feeling small, like shame, I would like apologize and grovel. And what would I do to her? She'll feel like she's powerful. She can own me. She can either not give me another job, because I don't think she's ever going to give me another job. And you know what? I don't care, because I didn't do anything wrong. It's the business. Right. You're going to hire entrepreneurs. You need to do it fast. Right. A New York minute fast.
No.
New York minute.
Unfreak believable that he says this. Because let me say something to you. One of my other mantras upstairs, it says, I will never have to work for anyone else ever again.
I love that when I read it.
Yes. See? He knows. I'm not lying. He just confirmed. I have these things upstairs and I say them. Another one that my sister, Chef Diana Palmer, shared with me and is written out. Everything I touch turns to gold. The Midas effect, the Midas touch. I put it turns to platinum. I turned it from gold to platinum. Okay, that is the most expensive metal you can get, platinum. or titanium. Those two are the most expensive metals that you can get. Okay? So I say certain things out loud to myself. And let me say something to you. In my last 15 years of working in the culinary industry professionally, I worked in the culinary industry for 5 years before I went professional, went to culinary school, got my culinary degree, and started working in the industry, whatever. In the last 15 years of working for all of the big name catering agencies and temp agencies and all of these different places, this last year and a half of me being 100% independent, I have financially made more money and been more sustained in myself than I have been in the last 15 years.
Yep.
In my peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
I am not stressed out.
Yep. And sometimes when you keep yourself small working for someone, thinking that's you holding to your last fingernails and thinking they are your source of life.
Yes.
You're actually doing it to yourself. See how you're creating your karma? You're limiting yourself from greatness. And we're not saying like don't work for people or work for yourself only, because I'm an entrepreneur and I also work for other people. But I know my worth,
but it's
and
my
I know
own
where
terms.
I am. Yes,
when I work for other people, it's my own terms.
Yep.
It's my own terms, it's my own time, and I tell them what I want to be paid.
Yep.
I don't go nowhere where I don't agree with the terms of me being in that situation. I don't.
Yep.
I don't. I will not do it.
And they start treating you differently, you tell them too.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to learn that, and it took courage, because once you say, hey, and of course say in a kindly manner, of course. And when I say, hey, how you treating me, please treat me differently, and this is not professional, whatever the conversation can be.
Right.
Be ready to be the enemy of the people, because no one likes the truth, and bullies don't like it when you
stand up for yourself.
Exactly. That's why that job's not hiring me again, because I know it.
When you stand up for yourself, let me tell you something. I'm not as but I'm 4'11", and we gonna leave it right there. I'm 4'11". I've been this height for a very, very long time, right? And most of the higher positions when I was working in corporate America, my field is male dominated. So a lot of men would test me because of my height. Yeah, let me put this here so I can show y'all. See, what y'all see today is this. This here is the boss bitch.
I love this photo.
When you meet this bitch, this bitch right here, she a different beast. Y'all got this one today. But this bitch right here, this bitch don't play no fucking games. Okay? And it's sad that in my industry, I have to have a switch.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And in the beginning, it used to bother me so bad that when I stepped my foot, I had to leave this outside and become that. It used to bother me. But me and Ten talked about languages off camera, and everybody has a language that they understand and that they know how to receive. Mm-hmm. You understand? Every human being,
and you need to all be of wise our language to know that.
Exactly, and all of our languages are different. So you don't understand this. You don't understand. Hey, sweetie, how you doing today? This, that, and the other. Okay, if you don't mind, may you please. You need to be demanded to do something. So, hence that bitch.
Yep.
And it's necessary. Do I like it? I don't like that I have to switch. Mm-hmm. I hate it. I do. I hate it. But that's the language that certain people, men in my industry understand. Not all of them. Some of them, I go in and they be like, why she like that? I be like, because y'all don't understand when I talk sweet. Mm-hmm. When I talk nice, when I try to be nice to y'all try to take advantage of me or think that it's okay for y'all to try to approach me in a sexual manner. And I don't want none of y'all I don't want none of y'all. None. I don't want none. I don't want nobody's son in my personal space.
No. And I bet you're wise enough and you have intuition that you know how to switch it up with someone who understands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they don't always, like, all of them cannot receive that bitch.
Yeah.
Sometimes they need this sweetness.
Because I don't know that bitch.
See, Tennessee never met her.
Because I'm not disrespectful.
Exactly.
And
you only get that.
Yep.
You only get this when you pull it out.
Yep.
You know? And some places I go, it has to be that bitch. And other places I go, I can be like, okay, you know, okay, I can be calm. I can be respectful. I can ask for things in a soft, kind way. You know what I mean? But other people, like literally, I've had men in the kitchen tell me, why do you always say thank you for everything? Why do you always say please? Because I'm dealing with other human beings. And regardless if I say it with a tone, okay, if I say, if you don't mind, if I say it like this in a strong tone, if you don't mind, may you please, you understand? I'm still going to say please. I'm still going to say thank you. Even if I'm using a strong, deep tone. Mm-hmm. Because yet and still, regardless if I have to be a bitch, I'm still dealing with another human being. And again, that brings us back to energy. I still have to maintain my energy and make sure that what I'm putting out is positive so I can read back positive. Even if I am being a bitch. I still have to make sure that I'm saying thank you, please, I appreciate it, even if I said it with that tone. Because my words is still that of positiveness. Thank you, I appreciate you, may you please. I'm still sowing good energy.
And would you say it's more being assertive and basically like making sure people know you need something? Because a lot of people, if you like sweetie and be nice about it, they're gonna be like, not.
She don't need it right now.
It's so sad though. You cannot be like nice to people.
It is.
Even my guru said it too. Because he has a big compound and they ask him, they're like, how are you different with some people? And he says, because everyone is different. Some people you can say, hey sweetie, can you do this? And then they hear it.
Right.
And some people you can be like, hey, can you grab this right now? And then that's how they hear it. And some people you gotta whack them for them to hear it.
Right. Or you have to give them this. Excuse me, did you hear me? Did you understand me?
Right.
Okay, I've been places where I have to ask them, okay, so what did I say? Repeat it back to me.
Yeah. And then that's the language they speak.
It's very true.
Yeah.
It's very true. It's
and like
very,
you say, it's the same. Like I've had like places, even my roommates. Now they're better, but having to be. I don't like to say I'm a boss or a manager or manage. I like to just be another roommate, whatever. And some of them I had to talk to them with their language of how they understand things. And sometimes if it's become chaotic, one thing I don't do is I don't argue. I'll hear your side.
Me either.
I'll hear your side, and I'll tell you mine, and I'll ask you, are we understanding each other?
Right.
If we don't understand each other, we can part ways. Period.
Right. With a T on the end. Period. Period.
Yes. Because there's no point of back and forth and having all this melancholy and all this stuff. Yeah.
Sweet potato, like mash with the salmon. We're gonna do the salmon and the we're gonna do the salmon and the asparagus last. So when this is half part way done, when I'm ready to mash this, I'm gonna put the salmon on, and then when the salmon is part way done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my asparagus ready, and the asparagus is gonna go right in the same pot with the salmon. We're gonna create a small cream sauce, and then we're gonna put that over it. So yeah, yep. So that's that for that favorite.
All right.
I love these knives. Make me so happy.
So what made you decide to go to do culinary?
Great question. Great question. Okay, no, I'm saving this piece because I can boil this out for stock. I'm gonna throw this in away.
Oh, the cat can eat that?
I won't give that to that cat. That cat will never, ever leave this house. Are you kidding me? No. When
he would not eat his cat food either.
Exactly. He will not. He will never, ever eat his cat food again if I give him a piece of salmon. So, I actually come from a long line of cooks. My grandmother and my auntie. My auntie was the lead of this. She actually opened the restaurant in Long Island on Straight Path. My auntie was Aunt Belle. And she was quote unquote the family cook. And since a little girl, being in the kitchen, watching them, just having an understanding of what food is beside nourishment, beside us needing food, just to basically be able to function, and how different foods, what I learned later, how different foods specifically fuel our body. I fell in love with cooking at the age of 6. The experience was that for the first time, I got to butter the pan, the cast iron pan, and put flour on it for my family's homemade cornbread. And my mom was mixing the cornbread, and all I remember was hearing the sounds. Just the sounds. I don't remember the conversation, but I remember hearing the whisk hitting the bowl. I remember hearing my mom say, "Put the butter in now." Oh, okay, yep, put the eggs in. And my mom, and I just remember the sound of the bowl. As my mom was mixing. Then my grandmother came over, and I remember specifically, my grandmother came over and put her pinky in there and tasted the batter. And she said, "Oh, Minnie Lee," that's my mama, y'all. "Minnie Lee, this is good." She's like, "Look, little Cora, look at you learning stuff." And since then, I've been in love. I did not learn even with our herbs and spices, the medicinal qualities of them until later, like rosemary and thyme and all of the different stuff that we now work with, dill and lavender, and the calming effects and the healing effects for our blood, and even some of them eucalyptus is very, very good when you boil it for our lung function. It helps to keep the mucus off of our lungs. Different citruses that we use, and this, that, and the other. I didn't know all of this stuff until I went to school and was educated. And research more and all this other stuff. But cooking has always been a big part of my family. Like what cooking was for me then was, we always had food everywhere we went. It didn't take nothing for us to have food somewhere. And when I say have food somewhere, if somebody gave birth, we cooked. If somebody died, we cooked. If it was a birthday, we cooked. We cooked for everything in my family. Everything in my family, we had a meal. It wasn't no excuse for us to cook. We just cooked everything. And for me, cooking became a love for me because I seen the first joy that it brings for people.
Yeah.
I don't care what culture you are, what place on the earth you come from. Good food is good food.
Yeah.
If you taste something and it's good and it triggers a memory, you have now made a connection with someone.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So
yeah, food and music, I've noticed, is a connection.
Definitely. With all human beings. It don't matter if you can understand what they're saying in the music. It's a rhythm. It's like If you hear it and it make you do that thing, and you be like, oh shoot, that's it right there.
Yeah.
Hold on, what we doing? Yeah.
And even the first thing that connects a stranger is this part, the smile.
Yes.
The
Yes.
face.
Yes. 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 Yes.
And
Yes.
I listened to a lot of my Angelou yesterday, and she says, I don't trust anyone who does not laugh.
Yes.
And I'll even go further. I don't trust anyone who does not smile.
If you don't smile, we got a problem, friend.
If I interact with somebody, especially if I want a relationship with them, like friendship or intimacy, at work I don't care because I live work at work. Unless you're a special somebody like Cora here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm grateful and blessed that I practice intuition. I also practice energy, following energy.
Yes.
And if your energy is not cool, it's not a judgment toward you. It's just not vibing, and that's okay. And if it's vibing, it's gonna vibe. Right. So a lot of people from work, they want to kick you after work. And of course, I have to make excuses because I don't be like, oh, I don't want to hang out with you because your chakra is weird.
Listen.
I don't say that because people's emotions, whatever. I just make excuses.
Explain that. I want you to go back because even me being raised in religious doctrination, I didn't learn about chakras until later on, and I immediately made the connection between mind, body, spirit with Father, Son, Holy Ghost. It immediately clicked for me as an adult though, because in religion they teach against so many things, not what is the same about. And I did not say in faith. Please understand me. Religion teaches against what they teach against everything. They don't teach what is the unification and the same between all of the different faiths.
Right.
That's what made me move away from religion. Not God, not faith, religion.
I would say to go that far, religion teaches fear. Fear and shame.
Do you see me this bald head and this eyebrow? Y'all see this eyebrow over here? Do y'all see that?
Fear and shame.
He never spoke more true. And if we serve a God that loves everybody, why should we walk around in fear? Mm-hmm. If we serve a God that loves everyone, okay, why are we going to pass judgment on somebody? I got my own mess to repent for. I ain't got time to worry about Tennessee mess. I love him as a friend. I pray for him. I love everything that he do, how he stand up, how he speak out for people, how he speak for what he believe in, all of this other stuff. But I don't have time to worry about what his personal stuff is. That's his stuff. And I got my own mess. Exactly.
Yeah. And you notice people who got time to judge other people in being people's prerogative, how their life is.
They ain't got no goddamn lives. Period. I said it and I meant it.
Yep. I have too much. I have so much going on.
You can call me.
I can't.
You can call me later if you want to, but goddamn it, I said it and I meant it. Mind your goddamn business. Get your own life and you won't be so concerned about other people's lives. And that's real talk. That's the truth and the truth. Get your own life and you won't have time to worry about nobody else's life. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it. People mind people business too much and then people cowered away, which empowers those other people to continue in that same stupid behavior. You dumb. Mm-hmm. You dumb. And if you walk down my street, I just might tell you stupid. I hate people like that. People that judge. It's too much going on in this world. All right, guys. So we're going to do a simple seasoning for this salmon. It was two pieces here. I'm going to season them right on this board. I rinsed them. I'm going to season them right on this board. And I'm going to use this pan right here. I believe in minimal cleanup because I don't like dishes. I don't like dishes. I hate them. I hate them. No, I do.
My sink would be like this full already.
No, I hate. No, not me. Mm-mm. You see me? 2 pots. I'm a 2-pot wonder, honey. 2 pots.
My partner, over 10 years ago, Because I would cook and he would watch and it's time for him to do dishes. Like, why do you have to do the dishes? And I'll tell him, because you don't cook.
Right, that part.
And then I'll be like, okay, I'll join you doing the dishes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so particular.
Mm-hmm.
He can watch me do the dishes because I have to wash my dishes very particularly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have to rinse first,
Mm-hmm.
scrubbed, then wash with soap.
Okay.
That's just me. Like, even at my home, I
Mm-hmm.
provide sponges for my housemates because my sponge is always clean, but theirs has food in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
because they scrub it with the food and then they don't
Right.
rinse it afterwards,
Right.
and I just can't.
Right. So this is thick grade
pepper.
Yeah, thick grade pepper. I like the thicker one, just because you don't have to use so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
I particularly like pepper.
That's true because
Right.
it goes like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to use so much of it. And then this is kosher salt, but it is the thick kosher.
Mm.
It's not like Maldon, the thick salt that we use to dress.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Maldon, but it is a good thick grade.
So that's how you
of salt.
pronounce it, Maldon, not
Maldon.
Malden. Because
No,
that's how they
Maldon.
would say it.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, they say Malden salt.
No, Maldon.
Yeah.
Yep, Maldon.
Maldon.
And I'm going in with maybe 2 capfuls of sunflower oil. This is Great Value brand, what is from the people at the Walmart. Mm-hmm. They got this. People pay a lot of money for their oils and stuff. Me in particularly, I don't, because I know how to go and get a bargain. Like I told y'all earlier today, I'm a mother of 3, so I believe in saving money. Because kids are expensive.
Mm-hmm. And the way I save money, personally, I do catering and they throw away.
Oh my God! How they throw away the food?
What size is this? A quart or what?
No. It's this is a half a gallon.
Okay.
This one is right.
They
under
threw away. Probably like it was even bigger.
Move back just a little bit.
They threw away half a gallon.
We got
of
action.
Honey.
Honey, not honey. I know you.
Honey.
I know you fucking lying.
I mean,
Y'all
listen at
excuse
the end of the night.
Y'all excuse me.
They just throw away everything.
They
throw away honey, maple syrup, real ones.
Yes.
Ketchup.
Yes.
I can only show you my house. I have pantry. I have 2 fridge packed. People at work even make fun of me. They say you're a food hoarder. But the thing is, I eat it. I don't collect it and let it rot.
Right.
And all this food, you would think I would spend it? No. Over the pandemic, I had to go on food stamps. Okay? So, of course, I used it. But when we went back to work, what month is it now? October. Even in July, I still had $7.50 on food stamps. Because I did a catering job.
Yeah.
And I took 2 bags home.
Yeah.
Of food they threw away. They threw away white rice.
Rice, yes, I seen it. Right, pasta noodles, yep, pasta noodles, and even sometimes, not all the time, but you can catch them even throwing out like shrimp and lobster sometimes. Yes.
Last week, every time we do the Hamptons,
you see?
At the Hamptons, actually they had red lobster, like literally red lobster, but the people took it home, the workers, but they threw away. I think they threw away like 5 of them.
Wow.
I don't care for those things, so I didn't take, because people would fight over it too, because they're expensive. Yeah, like salmon, fish, and they also have the best fish.
They do.
That I ever eat. So I tell anyone,
because they buy top quality ingredient.
Right. I tell anyone, if you want to budget, just work catering.
Yes, Lord.
Once a week.
Please.
Once a week and bring 2 bags.
Yes. The amount of food.
Because that's what I do. And they throw away oil too because they don't want to reuse it.
Yep.
Like I have so much things at home.
They have good oils too.
I'm so grateful.
They have good oils. Good oils.
I'm grateful that I actually said it in my last podcast. 2 things. It's not that I'm lacking of it, but 2 things that I would love more of. I love myself so much and it's great, but I would love to share my love with a partner.
Yeah.
Because we're humans and, that's part of
we
life.
want that connection.
And of course, I want more money.
Yeah.
But I'm not lacking those things, but I would just love more of it. But other things that's not on the list is because I have so much of it. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
So grateful.
Yeah.
And my landlord is nice.
Yes.
And of course I behave as well.
Nice.
You gotta behave. Because
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, they'll blame the landlord for this and that, and then when you hear their stories and you're like, of course I don't tell them, but I'm like, come on, like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can behave, like.
No. No. Well, you're just look at me. You're just a bit of an asshole, and yeah. No, you deserve to be put out. Sorry, not so sorry.
Yeah.
Next time, put yourself in that person's shoes.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes,
Put yourself in that
over the
person's
pandemic,
shoes.
they weren't paying
If you want
people
exactly, you people were letting you stay in their places
for free and what?
Exactly, and having mercy
Yeah.
that people were unemployed and they were not putting them out, and you still want to come in these people's place
And they were getting
act a
$1,000
fool?
a week.
Thank you.
And
act
then
a fool,
refusing to
and
pay
you
the
weren't
landlord.
paying your stuff.
Not nice.
And you
not nice at all.
listen. Look at here. Act a fool if you want to, huh?
Karma.
Exactly. We've been talking about this all night. Karma. Act a dummy if you want to. You'll find yourself out on the street, homeless for real.
And actually, my landlord was pretty nervous because there's 5 of us in the apartment.
Right.
And the one downstairs, everyone left. And he often, because I tend outside all the time, he was like, hey, Tennessee, do you have a job today? Till this day, he's asking me that. And I actually text him, I was like, don't worry, my rent is not a lot of money, but it is and it's not. But I'm resourceful.
Right.
If I can make $100 a day,
Right.
I can pay rent 30 times.
Right.
At least. But if I make, because I know if I make at least 25 a day, I can pay the rent similarly, perfectly.
Right.
So, I mean, not judging anybody because I don't know anyone's life, but I would say, especially in New York City.
There's a million ways to make money.
Yeah. And preaching to the choir, I'll tell people, there's 8 million of us who lives here. Mm-hmm. There's 8 million ways to make money.
Hello?
Or there might be even 4 million people that you could work for. Or if everything fails, sit at the corner of 46th and 3rd. Panhandle. And there's no shame in that.
Put your stuff out there, okay?
Yeah. Make your money.
Okay.
I even, and no shame, no tea, no shit, however they say it.
Right.
OnlyFans.
Honey.
You know
now we can talk. Now we can talk, okay? So let me go and get a shot so I can tell y'all something that I often say about OnlyFans here. Because I'm a little bit chunky.
No shame. Because, last year...
I'm a little bit chunky. And men be looking for the chunkiness, huh? Let me go get my shot. Hold on. So I can tell y'all.